sorry, I wanted to make one yesterday, but I couldn't. A bit because I began to bleed out my head, or it wasn't serious or anything, just a scratch. Um, so nothing serious, just a scratch and uh, stuff like that. And also because I had other things to do, I had to, yeah, other things. But yeah, they aren't very important. Other things. Yeah. Yeah. Still haven't found on what I could do for the next what if. Another what if video came. That what if, the new what if, I think it was from Shanaz and the Begum. It was what if Deku was Arc Hero Tail Sands. I think it is. That what if may have to wait for a while because I have to get ideas for how the story will go and stuff like that. Oh, but yeah. Hmm. Uh. Right. Let's first begin at where we last left off, which I think was when Zuku he got to know that he was human. He went to Hades and he got his armor, which or stuff like that, which is what he has here. And I didn't find a picture of Katana yet, so that will not be here. Just think about Katana. And a few other knuckles and stuff like that. And a few knives, of course, and stuff like that. So yeah. Now he got to know that he can actually go back, but it's very hard. Or no, he actually talked to Suits, and we got to know where it was. And he got a book about everything. Nezuko read the whole book. And he returned the book, and then he went on his way to the portal room. It took a while to get there, of course. I don't want to say everything again. I don't remember either. So he went the way I said last part to the portal room, to Earth. At least his one. Of course, he didn't know if he had to suppress his power or anything, so he didn't do anything. And when he got there, he thought about Japan, and he went through while thinking of Japan. When he went through, he got teleported. Or I guess he already. Did I say he already teleported? I can't remember. But yeah, he teleported in a forest. Yeah, let's say a forest. And he went around the forest, just looking around. He didn't really need much food. He could live for 100 years without food and water. But he had to sometimes. After a few 100 years, he had to eat something. And when he ate, he ate a lot. And I mean, a frickin' amount of it. You could say about 500 years worth of food and water he had to ingest, eat and drink. and then he can go about 500 years without water and um, food and sleep. He can. He had mostly stayed up been awake for all forever. He slept. Of course he slept, but there wasn't a concept of time. You could say there, or fully. There was a concept of time. It's just there wasn't a concept of day and night. So he didn't know when to sleep. So he was just awake every single time, every single day and night. So yeah. Um. Now let's say he went around and until he finds a city. He sees buildings and he goes towards it. And he knows the language. He learned it from the book, and he knows the culture. He knows how people act and how the hero society and stuff like that works. So yeah, then that's when he hears in the distance, because he is very good at hearing. He hears that lots of fighting and screams and stuff like that. No one else in the area hears it. At first, he's wondering why doesn't anyone react? But then he remembers that everyone here is much weaker than him, because he can see auras, and the aura is basically um, the amount of um, you could increase your aura even if you are weak, but it takes much longer than if you are very strong. Then your aura is naturally big and intimidating if you wanted to, and he can feel lots of blood loss as well. So he runs towards the direction, which he basically for everyone else looks like he's teleporting. And he gets there in 1 minute because it was no 30 seconds, and he because it was fairly long way away. It was very far away. So when he reached there, he saw big building with a dome, glass on top, and he goes towards the door and he listens and he hears a lot of like fighting and lots of blood loss on the other side. So he goes, grabs the door and throws it away, which gets thrown very far away. Into the atmosphere, you could say, even. Um, and he walks in, and some of like the students see that. They hear the noise, and they look and they see that the door was thrown away, and they see this person here with green hair, here, the clothes, and stuff like that, and they're wondering who the hell is he, because they have never seen him. They haven't seen him as a. They don't know. They haven't seen him as a hero. They haven't heard of him in anything. So they're wondering who the hell is he. Which some of the, let's say, uh, one of class 1A students came and asked him, "Who are you and what are you doing here?" Ah, I felt lots of bloodlust and heard screams and fighting, so I came here. Looks like, are you the good guys or the bad guys? The villains are heroes. We're heroes in training, but there are villains. The ones attacking the guy who looks like a homeless person. Hmm. All right. Look very weak, but do you need help? I mean, Yeah, but are you a hero? I've never seen you before. Uh, I guess. Uh, you, okay then. And the person, that person, goes to the group they were with and says, "Hey, a hero came. Maybe a zero, but he says he is. Hey, can you help Mr. Izawa? Is that the homeless person or is it someone else?" Uh, it's a homeless person. Okay then. Nega just walks down casually, and a few villains sees him, and Shigaraki as well, and says, "Huh? Who the hell are you? I've never seen you before. Not a hero either, I don't think so. Whatever. Kill him too. I don't care." As some of the villains just runs towards him, which is when they punch him and use the quirks on him, nothing happens. He just stands there. Some, and the guy, there was a guy with fingers that shot bullets, I think, or something like that. Finger bullets, I don't know. And he shot them as Zuko, and they just bounced off. Nothing happened to him, and he's just. And Zuko says, "These are really, and this is all you have." And he just grabs a person's arm that was about to punch him, and just crushes it completely, like the bones are crushed into dust almost. And his arm and his hand is very disfigured, and he is screaming in pain and agony. Basically, the worst pain he has ever felt, because his hand is basically destroyed. He can't use it anymore without an very high healing quirk, very good healing quirk. Because, like I said, his bones were crushed into almost dust, tiny pieces, and his hand disfigured, and everything. And he couldn't move anything anymore. And in his fingers, he can still move his arm up and down, but he couldn't move his fingers or hand. He could still move his arm and stuff like that, but not the hand. But yeah. And Izuku continued to do this with every single villain there was, because he didn't want to didn't want to kill them, because he knew that it wasn't allowed to kill anything. So he just crushed every single hand that he went through, and the villains began to get scared, and they just ran away from him. But Izuku was of course faster than them, so he just ran toward them and just crushed their hand, each one. He crushed 10 people's hand in 2 seconds, and he continued to do that with every single villain that was there. And when Shiraki saw all this happening, he just said to Karagiri, "Send a Nobu quickly." As Karagiri was about to say something, say against it, but then he thought himself, yeah, most likely a good idea. So he summoned a Nomu. When the Nomu came in, Izuku just said, strongest, I guess, here. What the hell is that? It's a bird. Is it a bird? Is a monster? What the hell is that? It's fucking weird. But oh well. And he basically teleports there and just crushes his hand. But it doesn't do anything. It screams and just punches Suku in the stomach, which nothing happens. Feels like it feels like he got a bit. It feels like it got hit, but it didn't hurt or anything. He didn't get pushed back or anything. He just stood there. And he saw that Nomu healed his hand, and Nomu continued punching him, but he just stood there. And then he crushed both of his hands. Regen. Crushed both his hands and feet. Regen. Crushed his whole body. Ripped off his arms. Regen. Raided himself. And then he saw the brain and just said, "Oh, that must be the weak point." And just grabbed the head, ripped it apart, ripped it off, just crushed the head completely with just his hand. With one hand. And the Nomu was dead. And everyone was shocked. Azawa was shocked, the student was shocked, Shigaraki and Kurogiri was shocked. And Shigaraki said just, "We need to retreat now." And Kurogiri just teleported them right away. Without a Nuku saw them, but just meh. I guess he can get away. And so he went to the rest of the villains who just crushed their hand, one by one, and everyone could hear the screams of everyone. And the ones that were first, the ones that were the first, had blacked out. They was unconscious. And after a while, every single villain there that got their hand crushed went unconscious because of the pain. And so on and so on. And everyone was shocked by this person who seemed to be stronger than All Might. But they didn't know completely if it was stronger than All Might. They just knew that he had very strong strength and very, very fast. Because they knew that All Might could crush a hand fairly easily. Its prime. So they don't know if it was stronger than All Might or not. They knew he was faster than All Might, but they didn't know if it was stronger. It's like a few people speculated, thought of a battle between the two, like who would win, the speed or the mostly strength. Who would win? They didn't know. But yeah, then Izuku went to Asawa and helped him up, and Asawa said, "Thank you. I haven't seen you before. You aren't a hero, are you?" "No, I ain't. I just heard fighting and felt bloodlust and killing intent, so I just came here. Looked like it was in trouble, so I just came and helped. Not a big problem." Okay. Well, I guess introduce myself. My name is Eraserhead, or Azawa, Class 1A's teacher, UA. "Ah, my name is Izuku. Nice to meet you." And that was when all the heroes came with Ida. And they were shocked to see fainted villains, all over the ground. There were more than there was in canon. I think, yeah, there were more than there was in canon, because Izuku could just broke their hand and they fell down. Not many escaped. So yeah, no one was shocked, and that's when All Might came and asked the young man who he was, and he said it was Izuku, and passed by her. Yeah. And Izuku walked away. And that's where I'm gonna leave it off today. Hope you, I don't have anything to say really. I will see if I can find what if I can do next tomorrow. We can see. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment down below. Subscribe if you want to see more of me. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.